guys, welcome back to another Click Talk where I talk about Heroclix sets from commons to chases. We're back with another Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. common video. This one is the second to last one. I know I promised that this would probably be the last one, but looking over the set, it didn't really make sense to try and fit twice as many figures into one video when I could just split it up. We've gotten out of the generic duplicate double sets, so we should get through this pretty quick. Just two more videos and then we're moving on into the uncommons. That's where the fun really starts happening. But yeah, nothing really to say, so let's get going. Alright, first up we've got Sarah Garza. Now, this is somebody that I didn't actually know all that much about, but once I looked into her, she was actually pretty cool. She is an Inhuman, much like Sky/Quake from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. set. Her backstory, I think Sky appropriated most of Sarah Garza's backstory for the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was a latent Inhuman who hadn't really had her powers activated until the big bad released the Terrigen Mists onto the face of the earth and activated them, at which point she discovered she could create some form of explosive type energy that she then didn't really want to use and had to have technology from the S.H.I.E.L.D./Stark in her case to help kind of stabilize it and control it better. It sounds very familiar, which is unfortunate because I really enjoy Sky/Quake from the TV show, but hopefully Sarah's independent in her own way. I haven't really looked into her very much, I'll be honest. Her click is fantastic. She's got a very beautiful sculpt. You can see her wearing the Stark-based armor, very obviously with the chest piece. She's got a very nice click. She is 50 points. Basic click, no specials over here, 5 single lightning with her range. And her powers. She's got leap climb and toughness and a special called getting info to the boots on the ground, which I'll get into in a moment. Let's see, she keeps that for 2 clicks, trades everything in for energy shield deflection, keeps that for 2 clicks, and then goes to running shot, pulse wave, and toughness for her final click before she passes on. So for her first little bit, she's kind of moving around, she's more tech, which makes sense with her background. She was actually a tech unit. Sorry, not a tech unit, what was I saying? She was a tech support for the S.H.I.E.L.D. team. She would kind of get the info together and all that sort of stuff. Then her powers got activated, which is kind of represented by her final click, where she's got pulse wave and on toughness and all these other cool abilities where she sort of just destroys. But yeah, that's her click. Nothing really major to say about it. Her special, she can use Perplex with her special, and she can use it twice per turn on different targets if both characters have the shield keyword and an equal or lower point value. So she works good as like a sort of leader. She doesn't quite fit a leadership role, but if you have people on her team who are of or lesser value, then she can use Perplex to boost 2 of them instead of just 1, which is great when you're playing Shield Swarm like I normally do. For the point value, and for her specials, plus just the really cool design, honestly, I love it. She's definitely worth the 50. So yeah. What's next? Alright, next up, we've got somebody that everybody should recognize, though not from this sculpt design, I'll be honest with you. This is the 1940s Bucky Barnes from the comic books. He was kind of capitalizing on the whole Batman and Robin kind of mindset going on. So Captain America got a 12-year-old sidekick to go with him into World War II. See if that makes sense. But he's got some pretty cool stuff going on. He's only 45 clicks, so he's pretty inexpensive. Basic click design, he's got 5 single lightning and an improved trait and a star ability. So we'll get into those first. Actually, we'll get into his click first, I'll be honest with you. He starts with stealth. He's more of a scout type thing, but he always packs a knife, so he's got blades, claws, fangs. Followed by willpower and what looks to be Empower. So yeah, it makes sense for him to be adjacent to your close combat fighter like Captain America, and have him kind of boost that guy and possibly get some good shots in based on his click, but not a guarantee. And with the willpower, he's able to keep moving through the field effectively. Stealth lets him get even closer, but considering he's a 12-year-old boy, it kind of makes sense for the guy to be able to hide well. Let's see. He keeps that for 2 clicks, then he trades in his stealth for sidestep, so it lets him move a little bit into position if it's needed. Loses his empower, so he kind of goes a little bit more independent. Then he trades in just about everything except the sidestep for defend and support. So, in his words, the world needs Captain America, and I am a combat medic. So he's able to help protect your higher level click if needed, and with the support, he's able to heal up the rest of your team as they're getting hit. So that's pretty useful. Then he keeps that for 2 clicks before he passes on. He's got 5 clicks of life, so he's got a bit of staying power, especially for 45 points. But the really cool stuff he's got the improved trait Jungle Maneuvers, which lets him, while moving, ignore hindering terrain. So he's able to quickly move across the rubble and through the grass and all that type of stuff to get up into the enemy's face. And combined with his stealth ability, it allows him to move very quickly, because stealth characters, as I've mentioned before, are usually the ones who are hiding in the brush and not just behind the brush. They want to be protected on all sides, so that way they definitely can't get shot. But on top of that, he's got double star abilities. One of them is called Invading Your Territory, which is one that we haven't really touched on recently. For him, he ignores the barrier and smoke cloud abilities and actually physically destroys them when he moves through them. So if your opponent is using smoke cloud, which creates like it creates a smoke cloud, which is kind of like hindering terrain throughout the field. He's able to just blast right through it and completely destroy it. Barrier is when they actually like create like a wall right on the field to stop you from doing stuff. He can smash through them. So that's pretty cool. I know a lot of the he's part of the Invaders team. I don't know if you were able to read that, but he's part of the Invaders team, and most of the Invaders in this set actually have a very similar ability. Some of them actually boost it in certain ways. But his other ability is called Always With You Cap. He's a wild card, but may only copy team abilities from friendly characters with a shared keyword. So a wild card is able to copy team abilities from anybody, but Bucky's is slightly limited in that he's not just a straight up wild card. He has to copy it from somebody that he actually is like familiar with. So Captain America, through that way, he could copy a Captain America Shield team ability. Howling Commandos, he could join any Howling Commandos who are doing that. But yeah, 45 points, pretty famous character. And yeah, he's pretty good for his value. He definitely fits on any Invaders team. One of my friends loves to play that team. He's got a couple of Buckies and all of the Captain Americas from just about every set. But yeah, what's next? All right, next up, we have somebody that some of you should recognize, definitely not from the comics. We've got Agent May. Now, I am a big fan of just about all of the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show characters who have ended up in this HeroClix set. Agent May is definitely my second favorite, I would say. Coulson is forever and always my first, because I am a fanboy. But yeah, the sculpt is awesome. I love that she's got the double pistols like that. That's pretty cool. Her click design, 5 double lightning, which makes sense with 2 pistols. Basic design elsewhere. She's got a star ability. We'll get into that. 55 points. So she's not horribly expensive to fit on your team, and she definitely fills a niche that a lot of other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents won't be able to fill. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Agent May is from the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She kind of made her debut on there, and she's definitely kind of been kicking ass and taking names on that show. She is basically one of the best fighters on the team. You can't really... I mean, Fitzsimmons are great, but they're not fighters. Agent Ward is a traitor, so he's not really an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Skye's working on it, but she's not quite there yet. Though I guess with her inhuman powers that have just been released recently, she might be up there. Coulson is definitely more of a leader than a fighter, in my personal opinion. Agent May is definitely the ass-kicker of the team. But yeah, her abilities. Uh, she is about 5 feet from kicking your ass. She's got the charge ability coupled with a special called Seasoned Soldier, which I'll get into in a second, and exploit weakness. So she's got charge to get her into close combat and allow her to make an attack. Her special, which helps her stay on the field a little bit longer, and then exploit weakness. Exploit weakness, allowing her to deal a little bit more guaranteed damage when she's fighting somebody. So that's pretty cool. She keeps that for 2 clicks and then trades in just about everything. She instead takes Sidestep, Precision Strike, which I've kind of been a fan of more than the ignores reducers, because Precision Strike allows you to ignore a lot more than just reducers. So if you're fighting like Spider-Man, then you want Precision Strike over Penetrating Psychic Blast. Then she gains straight up combat reflexes and close combat expert. So she's always a close combat fighter. She's always hitting you with her fists, according to her powers. You can shoot from range and have the double lightning and all that, but her powers definitely indicate a lot more close combat abilities. She quickly trades out the sidestep for nothing on her next click. Then she regains the sidestep, loses the precision strike, which is too bad. I've always enjoyed the reducers and the ignorers like that. And then she dies. She's got 5 clicks of life, and yeah, she's got some pretty good value for 65 points. I mean, she comes with a base attack of 11 right off the bat, and that's hard to find in anything that's below 100 points, which you're definitely going to be playing if you want to play True Shield Swarm. So she's definitely a good addition to just about any team. But then her specials. She's got 2 stars, which I'll get into in just one quick second. She's got the Seasoned Soldier ability, which allows you to use combat reflexes and toughness. Now, it's too bad she loses this about 2 clicks in, and instead trades it in for pure combat reflexes, because the toughness is always something you can fall back on. Toughness, impervious, invincible, all those types of reducers and ignorers, definitely useful for keeping your clicks on the field. So having toughness on top of combat reflexes, great. Having just combat reflexes is good, but I mean, come on. If you have a really great present, and then also a little present on the side, don't you want both and not just the one? But yeah, her star abilities. She's got the Field Team Backup ability, which we haven't discussed yet, and that's pretty awesome. The way it works is if you have 2 people who are on the field that have Field Team Backup, and they both have line of sight to a target, then when one of those characters makes an attack, the other character lets them use probability control during their attack. I'll do an example right now. Alright, so in this case, we're going to be using Agent May, who we're talking about right now, and Agent Ward, who we will be talking about in just a minute. They are both going to be attacking this Hydra agent, who we'll get into further on in the video. Agent May and Agent Ward both have the Field Team Backup ability. So if one of them, let's say Agent May, is attacking this Hydra agent, and Agent Ward is able to see him, which he is right now, Agent May would be able to use probability control on her attack, which is personally just great. Basically, in this set, the way it works is if you are a member of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. team, so Coulson, Fitzsimmons, Skye, all those types of people, then you have the Field Team Backup. That includes Agent Ward right here, but we'll get into him in just a minute. Alright. So yeah, that's the Field Team Backup ability, and personally, it's a favorite of mine. I love running the entire Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents team. So that includes Coulson, Fitzsimmons, Skye, Ward, and Agent May. The whole team runs about 510 points, which kind of fits perfectly into a tournament-style play, especially the ones that we've been doing down at my local comic book store. Nobody really expects that many agents to have that kind of attack power. But anyways, the other ability that she has is the Cavalry. Now, with this one, if another friendly character has taken damage if someone else gets hit during the fight, then Agent May uses willpower. So that allows her to keep moving through the field and keep doing stuff. If somebody else is getting hit, then she is going to go over there and beat up the guy who's attacking him, which is personally just great. Like I've said, I'm a big fan of Agent May. So, yeah, what's next? Alright, next up we have Agent Ward, who made a brief cameo in the previous segment of this video. Agent Ward is pretty cool. He's got 5 single lightning, basic click design, 55 points, and you'll notice here under the shield, under the team abilities, he's got Hydra and Shield, which is pretty cool. He's actually got a special that I'll get into in just a moment called Traitor, which makes sense for Agent Ward because if you watch the TV show, you know Ward kind of goes dark at the end of season 1 and hasn't really recovered so far. But let's get into his click. He is definitely a favorite of mine, not only because he is a Agent of Shield agent, but also because of his awesome click powers if you use them right. To start off with, he's got stealth, toughness, and a special known as setting up shop, which I'll get into in just a moment, and is pretty much the reason I like this character so much. He keeps that for 2 clicks, then he kind of trades in to go close combat. He gets sidestep, precision strike, combat reflexes, and close combat expert. So he loses his setting up shop ability, which is a lot more in the back and range type of stuff, and goes right up into close combat. He keeps all these types of abilities for 2 clicks, or sorry, no, 3 clicks, and then it passes out. Not a lot of, yeah, check. Yeah. So for 2 clicks, he is what I like to call the deadly sniper, and for 3 clicks, he is a close combat fighter. Which makes sense. When he has stealth, the main way you're going to lose the stealth on a stealth character is for someone to run up and punch them. So if he's got stealth and sniper abilities and then someone comes up and punches him, it makes sense for them to then immediately shift into a close combat fighting stance. But those are the quick clicks. Setting up shop. Now, it's called Setting Up Shop on Agent Ward, but on the Winter Soldier, who should make an appearance in the Uncommons videos, it's called Deadly Sniper. Agent Ward is a little bit less than the Winter Soldier, which makes sense because Agent Ward is just a human and the Winter Soldier is a total fucking badass. But Agent Ward, the way Agent Ward's ability works is if he occupies hindering terrain, his range becomes 8, and he can use ranged combat expert. So he literally has a sniper rifle. His range goes from 5 to 8, and he gets ranged combat expert, which allows him to boost either his damage 2, his attack 2, or both by 1. So it makes him more likely to hit whoever he's shooting at and more likely to do some damage when he's shooting at that person, which is personally just great. So that's his click. Going into his stars, he's got the field team backup, which I mentioned in Agent May's video, and he's also got this Traitor Shield to Hydra ability. Now, this is actually a very rare ability. This only shows up in 2 characters so far in the set. You've got Agent Ward, and then a character much later on. Not much later on. She's actually going to be in the next video. Her name's Hydra Agent H. She's got the inverse of this ability. His is Shield to Hydra. Adjacent friendly characters that can use the Shield team ability can also use the Hydra team ability. I won't get into the details of the Shield and Hydra team abilities because that's probably a whole other video in and of itself, but it's pretty cool, and thematically it makes a lot of sense to put this on Agent Ward because Agent Ward is a Shield agent who turns into a Hydra agent. So it makes sense that he kind of tries and corrupts his fellow Shield agents to make them all Hydra. But yeah, for 55 points, you really can't go wrong with an Agent Ward because he is definitely a good deadly sniper on your stealth team. And even if you're not running a deadly sniper on your stealth team, having that little extra kind of like sneak attack damage to throw in there is always great. But yeah, what's next? All right, we're back to another conclusion. Yeah, we moved through 5 more figures with this set. We've got 3 or 4 for the next video. For me, it really didn't make much sense to take the 5 and the 4 characters and put them together into one big like 20 to 30 minute video. It made a little bit more sense to split them up into 2 little segment videos. But yeah, if you like what you saw, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll keep doing these. Leave a comment. I really want to hear from some of these people who are watching these videos. Want to know, have you seen stuff like this before? Are you actually interested in seeing any of this? Should I be doing more of something, less of something else? But yeah, I'd love to hear all your comments and opinions in the comments below. But yeah, take care.